morning and greetings from the UK. Thank you so much for the big response from the message for the Divine Masculine that I did a couple of days ago. Some amazing comments, a lot more subscriptions, and a lot more Divine Masculine watching the video. And that was really part of my mission, was to reach out, because I really feel that, you know, the Divine Masculine need all the support and love and compassion, especially at this moment in time. So thank you everybody for your amazing lovely comments and likes. I really appreciate it. So I'm making this video today to talk about calling in union and what that looks like, because I know I've observed in myself and other twins, you know, when we're going through this journey, a lot of us are watching YouTube videos to learn, we're reading, we're getting readings from mediums and clairvoyants and twin flame teachers, and we're all finding our own way on this journey to learn stuff. And that, for me, that is absolutely fantastic, because for some of us, if we don't really get guidance from our soul team, we don't exactly know who they are, we kind of have a feeling, you know, if spirit needs to work through a teacher or a reader to get messages to us, then I don't see any problem with that. You know, we have been kind of guided a little bit and told, don't go crazy with YouTube videos, you know, it's all about self-mastery and discernment, and that's exactly true as well. But along this journey, you know, we've done great, and we know we have, and we've cleared a lot of stuff, and you know, we've done all the things that have been expected of us. You know, we've hit the dark night of the soul probably many times. We've risen out of the ashes, and you know, we've done all this ultimately for ascension and our journey to love ourselves. And but I think then we get to kind of zero space, or we get near to zero space, and we're, you know, and that could be through just being fed up and saying I'm tired of this, or I'm done with this, or you know what, I love myself enough to know that I'm happy. I don't need to be attached to anybody else to really get that happiness and fulfillment. So we kind of get to zero space. We've learned about discernment, and we've learned, you know, some of our behaviours, not with everybody, but some of our behaviours were codependent, and we were dependent on stuff, messaging, or, you know, we were chasing, or whatever it was that codependency behaviour made us do. And because we've learnt so much and we've healed those inner wounds, and you know, we don't feel the need to do that, I think what's happened, and I've heard teachers try and explain, you know, what you need to be doing to kind of manifest union, or, you know, just relax, chill out, it's all going to happen. And I think, you know, it has caused a little bit of confusion, which is the right way to be here, because, you know, we kind of learn not to be codependent, and therefore that means not reaching out to our twin, giving them space, holding them in a space of love, but at the same time, you know, we're kind of, there are some messages coming through that you can't just sit around and wait for this to happen, but yet you can't send messages and everything else. So I can kind of see how, you know, there is a little bit of confusion. My truth, and this is what, you know, I've really been guided by spirit to share this. You know, there's a third dimension and a fifth dimension, and there's many other dimensions, as you well know. And I think where the confusion is what's expected in 3D and what's expected in 5D. Because although the majority of us have really felt the fruits of 5D, and, you know, it'd be lovely to just be in 5D all day, every day, the reality is we are, you know, human beings on Earth and we are here living an experience, but we are spiritual souls in a human body. So the reality is, we are here. We're alive physically, and my truth, and what has really helped me on my ascension, and helping myself and my twin, we're slowly coming back together and messaging quite often now, and the love, the heart expansion, everything is starting to happen. Was, very much for me, 3D is all about, keeping your vibration good, keeping yourself clear, taking away what is in your 3D life that isn't serving you, and it could be a situation or work. This has all been said to us, but every day we step out into the human world, it's about, keeping away from negativity or low vibrational people. It's about not getting triggered. It's about not losing our temper. It's about keeping our vibration balanced. I mean, it'd be impossible for it to be very high vibration like we get when we're meditating. But, it's about being more aware when we're walking around in this 3D world, keeping our vibration balanced and avoiding negativity and avoiding getting triggered. But to me, it's all about, whilst you're on this journey, going about your business, getting on with things that you need to get on with, looking after your children, showing compassion with your friends, finding your joy, any kind of distraction you need whilst we're going through this, is absolutely what we need. I feel we need to be doing in 3D. Keep away from the interference of social media. Keep away from the interference of people we know that may be very, very judgmental, especially of the maybe the on-off relationship that we had with our twin in the past. And I've still got a couple of friends that seem to have more of a problem about that with me and my twin, which was like ages ago, than I do. But there's always going to be that. So really, for me, it's 3D is, for me, it's about a daily regime, a daily routine. We've got to go out and we've got to be with other human beings, and we've got a lot to navigate through on a day-to-day basis. And in 5D, for me, this is where we call in our union. So, because we've learned that the divine has said to us, messages and learnings, they will not bring our twin and ourselves back into union until A, we're ready, B, we're purified, C, we're at the right vibration, and D, it's all divine timings. So we absolutely know that. And we know that we can't have expectations of timelines because we don't fully know. Some of us know if it's getting nearer, but we don't fully know. So the reality is, we know that union is not going to come in until everything is in order, all the ducks are in a row. But the reality is, we can't call in union in 3D anyway. One of the things for me, and this was my epiphany, and this is what I've been guided to say, is, we can do all these amazing things. We can ascend, we can clear, but then we can't just sit down and put our feet up and say, good job, everything's been done, and at some point my twin will come in. Because what I wanted to share with you is, as human beings, light workers, starseeds, twin flames, we are holding more light than human beings have ever held before. And this is why we're getting so many ascension symptoms and, pains on the top of our head and heart pains and pains in our back. That there's all kind of physical stuff that we're going through at the moment. We're holding more light than human beings have ever held before since the beginning of time. And what that means is things are now moving very fast. Karma is created very fast. Manifesting is happening very, very fast. So this is why we're being told, be careful what you wish for, be careful of your thoughts, because your twins are going to be picking up stuff straight away. But in terms of karma, it's not a question now where, we may do something we're not proud of, and maybe in a month or 6 months it will bite us up the arse. It's going to bite us up the arse very, very, within hours, maybe within hours or a day. So that's why we need to kind of keep our noses clean, and to the best of our ability. So we gotta be absolutely doing that. And but in terms of manifesting, this journey is about self-mastery. We are co-creators now, and we keep being told this. We are co-creators of how we want our lives to be. We can have, to me, anything we want, as long as it is for the highest good of all, highest good of ours, and God's will. But they're not ask and you shall receive. So my truth and what I wanted to share with you is it's time now. If you feel if you're feeling totally at ease with your twin, and there's no more angst, and there's no more niggles, because if there is still stuff like that, then clearly you've got to get rid of that and work on that. And it's okay. Don't beat yourself up if you still feel there's stuff. Fine, if that's what you need to do that. And this goes for the divine masculine as well. If you are still angsty with your divine feminine, and you're beating yourself up, I should be like this now, I should get over myself. Look, we're human at the end of the day. We're spiritual beings in a human body. So yes, it is going to affect you and pull you back, but ultimately you've got to work on that first. But if you're in a place where you're at peace with your twin, there is no niggles, there's forgiveness, and everything has been cleared down, whether you've heard from your twin or whether you haven't heard from your twin, my truth is you need to call in union, but you need to call it in 5D, not 3D, okay? So I'm not talking about suddenly starting like messaging them, calling them for a meetup or a coffee, or sending them, lovely emails. No, because to call in your union has to come from a higher dimension, from a higher space. So this is not about calling in union in 3D, okay? And this is not about going back on everything we've done in terms of the chaser behaviors, the codependency behaviors. This is about calling in your soul team, and God and the angels, whoever is calling them in very close to you and putting out the calling for your union to now happen, to be in total forgiveness and total unconditional love. And ask it, feel it, see your union and call it in. But the most important part of calling it in and feeling it and believing it and manifesting it, the most important part is as soon as you've put out the call in, you surrender, you detach, and so it is, and you let it go, and you leave the divine and the universe to work on this. But if they do not hear the call in, then they do not feel that you're ready. If you're dipping in and out, confident 1 minute and doubting the next, union's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen for a while anyway. You've got to be certain, with every cell in your body, that this is what you want, and you make that calling in 5D. That doesn't mean you're going back on old behaviours. Not as far as I'm concerned. Maybe some of you might challenge me on this, but for me, calling in union has to come from a higher dimension. So call it in. Stop sitting there waiting for your twin to come back. Create it, take it, call it in, because I have been calling in my union, but you know, equally, anything I ask for from my soul team and God, anything I ask for, I always say at the end, as long as it's for my highest good, my twins' highest good, everyone's highest good, and at God's will, and so it is, amen. And I have been doing this now for quite a few weeks. And really, to be honest with you, everything I've asked for, I've got, you know. So that's all I wanted to share with you. You know, that there's work to do in both dimensions. In 3D is going about your business, finding your joy, having compassion for your nearest and dearest. And, you know, if you hear from your twin, fantastic. But if you don't, it doesn't matter, because the work is happening behind the scenes to bring your twin forwards. But it's about taking control now of your 3D life and your 5D life. It's about taking control, and it's about keeping everything nice and cleaned up and clear and decluttered in 3D, and keeping your vibration balanced. And in 5D, it's, you know, it's about, you know, regular clearing of your chakras, asking for more healing from your angels, meditation. You know, you don't have to do it all day, every day. You don't have to do it. It's whatever suits, you know, works around you. But there is work to do, if you can see, in 3D and in 5D. But it's, in my truth, it's time to call in union. It's time to say, I want that and I'm going to get it. Okay, but you've got to do it with feeling. And you've got to see it, and you've got to imagine life with your twin in mission, in the physical. But then you've got to let it go. Let it go, surrender, and then get back to your work, get back to your 5D work, get back to your 3D work. So that's all I wanted to share with you. Love you all lots, and thank you so much for your support. Take care. Bye.